Crestwood town, perfect houses, lush green lawns, and a school that shines like a painting. But do you dare to step into a place where every eye judges, and every smile hides a knife? Nailah Carter, 16, has just arrived here, carrying a past no one wants to know and a strength no one expects. Will she break the rules of Crestwood, or will it crush her? Come explore this emotional story. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you don't miss Nailah's journey. Story: The New Girl in Crestwood. On a Monday morning in Crestwood, the sun casts soft yellow rays on the identical houses, as if cut out of a perfect painting. The neatly trimmed lawns, shiny SUVs parked in front of porches, and Crestwood Academy gleaming like it's been polished to welcome a VIP guest. From a distance, Crestwood looks like a living magazine cover. Everything is in place, everything is perfect. But don't let appearances fool you. Crestwood Academy is not a paradise. It's like a stage play, where everyone knows their role, from the popular girls with their bouncy curls to the star basketball players with confident smiles. Everything is set up, except for one person, a girl who has just arrived, who doesn't know and doesn't want to know their rules. Nailah Carter, 16, sits in the back of her mom's old Toyota. Her eyes scan the perfect houses passing by outside the window, but her mind isn't here. She's thinking about the old neighborhood, the gravel streets, graffiti-covered walls, and the eyes that were never kind. Crestwood is not the place for her, a black girl from a neighborhood people only mention with a pitying glance or a whispered tone. But she's learned something from those days. Clench your fists, stay silent, and never let anyone see you weak. Today, she is the new girl at Crestwood. And the atmosphere here is cold. Not the cold of the morning breeze, but the cold of passing glances, fake smiles, and unspoken words that are sharp as knives. Her mother says nothing as the car rolls forward. No words of encouragement. No hug. Just the soft tapping of her nails on the steering wheel, as if she's ready for Nailah to step out and face this world on her own. When the car stops at the school gate, Nailah opens the door, steps out without looking back. The car door shuts, softly but firmly, as if to end any hope for comfort. Before her stands Crestwood Academy, towering like a fortress, unwelcome to strangers. A large banner hangs high, fluttering in the wind with the words, "Shine in Unity." Nailah looks at the words, her lips tightening. Unity, huh? Sure maybe. She adjusts her backpack straps, holds her head high, and steps inside. The school hallway is shiny, the smell of lemon-scented floor cleaner in the air. The blue and white lockers sparkle like new. Students rush past her, chatting as if they've been friends since diapers. No one looks at her, but she feels it. The sneaky glances. The half-whispered comments. Who's that girl? Where did she come from? Nailah doesn't let them see anything. Silence is the sharpest weapon she has. The first day passes like a blurry dream. The teachers drone on, reading the syllabus in monotone. The students look at her as if she's an alien. But by lunchtime, the masks of Crestwood begin to fall off. The cafeteria isn't just a place to eat. It's a domain where cliques stake their claim to tables like their thrones. Nailah holds her tray, walking past tables full of laughter and familiar gazes. She spots an empty seat by the window, a small quiet corner where she can breathe. But before she can set her tray down, a blonde girl cuts in, plopping down and shooting her a cold glare. "This seat's not for you." Nailah says nothing. She turns away, looking for another corner, a small table by the emergency exit, where no one wants to sit. She eats in silence, her eyes glued to her tray, but her ears still catch the distant giggles. Then they arrive. Mason Holt walks into the cafeteria like a king, his blonde hair perfectly styled, his smirk arrogant as if the whole school belongs to him. Alongside him is Ethan, tall, with sly eyes like a fox. And Caleb, the loud one, always laughing, as if his laughter is proof of his importance. They stop in the middle of the cafeteria, scanning their kingdom. Then Mason's eyes land on Nailah. Not a friendly look, but the gaze of a hunter spotting fresh prey. He tilts his head, whispers something to Ethan. Both burst into laughter. Caleb whistles quietly as if calling a dog. Nailah doesn't bow her head. She stares directly at Mason, her eyes as sharp as ice. Mason's smile falters for a second, but he quickly recovers, shrugs, and turns away. By the second week, things aren't limited to glances or whispers. A bump in the hallway, harder than necessary. A pen knocked off a desk in class, clattering to the floor with a dry snap. The giggles of the crowd. Ghetto girl. Who does she think she is? Nailah doesn't respond. She doesn't let them see what they want, tears, anger, or any sign of weakness. She just sits up straight, her eyes fixed on the board, silently counting. 1, 2, 3. She's met people like this before. In the old neighborhood, where insults were sharper and the punches weren't accidental. She knows, this is just the beginning. In chemistry class, when Nailah answers a question correctly, Ethan sneers from behind her. Ghetto genius, he mutters. Caleb adds, louder than necessary, she probably traded drugs for textbooks. The class bursts into laughter. The teacher pretends not to hear, continuing to write formulas on the board. Nailah pauses for just a second. Then she keeps writing, her pen pressing harder on the paper. During gym class, Caleb intentionally elbows her as he runs past during volleyball. Watch out, princess, he yells, his voice full of mockery. Nailah falls to the ground, her knees slamming into the floor. She slowly gets up, brushing the dust off her pants, her eyes locking on Caleb. Princess doesn't fall, she says, her voice calm and cold. Caleb blinks, his smile fading. From afar, Mason watches. This time, his gaze isn't just filled with contempt. There's something else, a little curiosity, a little caution. On Tuesday morning of the third week, Nailah opens her locker and freezes. Inside isn't her books or jacket. It's trash. Crumpled papers, soda can wrappers, crude drawings scrawled on paper. In the middle of the mess is a piece of black paper, with the words scrawled in white ink, "Go away." The hallway is still crowded, the chatter lively. But no one stops. No one looks at her. They pass by, as if she's invisible. Nailah bends down, picking up each piece of trash, stuffing it into her backpack. When she stands up, her expression has changed. Not anger. Not pain. But a determination, as if she's made an unshakable decision. That afternoon, Principal Dixon, a tall man with a deep voice, calls her into his office. He sits across from her, his eyes kind but sharp. "Are you okay, Nailah?" he asks. "I'm fine," she replies, her voice steady. "You're not invisible, Nailah. Don't let them make you think that." "I never did," she says, her eyes never leaving his. He smiles, a smile full of meaning. But if it goes too far, come to me. I'll handle it." "Handle it how?" she asks, a hint of challenge in her voice. "Handle it in a way that'll make them wish they never started." Wednesday, the sky is gray, the air heavy as if waiting for a storm. In art class, the teacher gives the students freedom to create. Nailah sits in the corner, sketching vague shapes on paper, images unclear, just like her mind at that moment. She doesn't hear the scissors. She doesn't feel the footsteps. But she feels a tug at the back of her head. A lock of hair falls onto the table. She touches her head, her hand trembling. Behind her, laughter erupts. "Look!" Ethan yells, holding the lock of hair like a trophy. Caleb laughs hysterically, slapping the table. Mason, leaning against the wall, shouts, "I bet the girl's gonna cry." The teacher is flustered, trying to shout to restore order, but her voice gets lost in the noise. The whole class is silent, but no one speaks up to defend her. Nailah stands up. The chair drags across the floor, the sound cutting through the silence. She turns around, facing Ethan. "You think this is a joke?" she asks, her voice even and low, but sharp as a blade. "You think you can touch me, take something that's mine, and call it a joke?" Ethan steps back, his hands trembling. It was just a joke." Nailah turns to Mason, her gaze piercing through him. "The issue isn't the hair. It's that you think you have the right. But let me tell you, none of you have any rights." No one laughs anymore. Ethan drops the lock of hair, letting it fall silently to the floor. Mason no longer wears his smug grin. He looks at her, for the first time, as if he's really seeing her. Nailah turns and walks out of the classroom, her back straight, head held high. Behind her is silence, a heavy silence, as if the entire room has just realized they misjudged their opponent. In the hallway, Nailah stands alone, gripping the lock of hair in her hand. She doesn't cry. She doesn't tremble. All that's in her mind is one thought: they haven't won. And they never will. But this story isn't over. Will she face Mason? Seek justice from Mr. Dixon? Or rewrite the rules of Crestwood herself? Maybe she'll find some unexpected friends, those who have also been hurt, those who've been told they don't belong here. Like the shy girl in the corner of the class, who always keeps her head down but sometimes looks at Nailah with eyes full of empathy. Or the quiet boy in the library, who secretly picked up her pen when it was knocked off the floor. Because this isn't just Nailah's story. It's anyone's story who's ever been told, "You don't belong here." They were wrong. And Nailah is the living proof. Where are you hearing this story from? A small corner of America? Or somewhere in this vast world? Leave your thoughts. What do you think Nailah will do next? How will she fight, and will Crestwood change because of her? If this story touched you, share it. A story truly lives when it's told again. Thank you for listening. See you in the next story.